Gang, we want to thank everybody for all the love and support on the Route 66 special. It is out now. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and check it out.
Yeah, and the Back on the Block tour starts this week. Tickets still available for Pontiac, Michigan, March 8th. March 11th, Milwaukee Improv. And then March 14th, Minneapolis, Minnesota at the Fillmore. Get your tickets on garbage.com. We'll see you there.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Are You Garbage? The show where you find out if your favorite comedians are classy individuals or absolute trash. Now, here are your hosts, Kevin Ryan and H. Foley.
Hey, everybody out there, and welcome back to everybody's favorite podcast. This is Are You Garbage?
Oh, yeah.
It's that little show we sit down with your favorite comedians, and we find that if they're good to be classy,
Yeah.
but they're just a big old piece of trash.
Trash.
I'm your host, H. Foley, coming at you on a beautiful day. We're out back here at Tootie's in a new edition. Beautiful spring day. Tootie's got the screen windows put in.
Okay.
A lot of holes in those things, if you know what I mean.
Couple of crack pipes.
Couple of crack pipes, some fucking bowls, whatever she's doing with them. It's like a tic-tac-toe board in there.
Sure.
Like Weevil's got at him or something.
And O's got it.
Mike Hose is coming at you from across the table. He is a CEO of Are You Garbage. He is an international businessman. He's my best pal in the whole wide world. Let me tell you this right now. When you're reaching for a best pal, do yourself a favor. You make it a Kippy. Give it up for Kevin James Ryan, everybody.
What up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. As always, please make sure you rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. Full video available on YouTube. Also, full video available on Spotify. Go over there. Leave your little comments. We're climbing the charts over there.
Climbing the charts over there on Spotify. I don't know what to tell you.
I know. Kids are cooking.
Tell that Mel Robbins to step aside. The boys are in town.
Then obviously the greatest website of all time, www.patreon.com/areyougarbage. You go over there. You get all your bonus content, gang.
And, of course, the Route 66 tour.
Go check out the special, baby.
You'll love it.
If you've ever wondered if you're part of the Army of Garbage, go watch that. And if that don't punch you right in the dick, I don't know what does. You ain't my kind of guy.
You'll laugh. You'll cry. Good thing there's no smell-o-vision on that
Fast
thing.
forward a little bit.
Let me tell you this.
What?
Let me take you back. It's a Friday night. Say you're in about 8th grade.
I'm listening.
You spent the afternoon in class. Probably got a little swamp ass. You get home.
I'm listening.
Probably had some cigarettes.
8th?
Right? Probably smoking some heaters.
Wait, in school?
Waiting for I don't know what you do.
No,
Under the bleachers, out by the woods.
No, heaters were still weekend. I was a weekend warrior when it came to heaters at that age.
Or maybe you looked at your nudie mags or whatever.
Nah, we had the internet.
Denise gets home from work.
Uh-huh.
Nothing's in the fridge.
Sure, that sounds about right.
You got 3 hungry kids. What does she say? Load up the bravado. We're going out to Applebee's.
Shout out to Applebee's on Street Road, down there, Street Road in like Knowles Ave or something like Feast. I'm talking Feasterville, not down there with the dirt bags at the opposite end.
Wash your hands, clean the boogers out of your nose.
No, so this was
Start your LimeWire download before you leave.
This was it for we were an Applebee's family. So at this point, 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade, whatever. My brother and sister were kind of gone. My sister's in college at that point. My brother's going to a school in Philadelphia, so he was just kind of loosey-goosey. He's living with my aunt, not living with my aunt, living with the rich kids.
Is that what he was doing? He went to Episcopal, right?
He went to Penn Charter.
A very good school.
Very
if you
good
don't
school.
know.
A couple of strings had to be pulled to get him in there. I think he had to repeat 2 or 3 years. He did.
Only 21-year-old in 10th grade.
I think he doubled up on 10th grade or something. He's ahead of his time.
I didn't know that.
What?
Wow, you are trash.
What?
He was down there staying with an aunt?
Well, my aunt lived in Jersey, but her kids also went there.
Right.
I don't know how they all got in there.
Good Lord.
But so they all stayed together.
That's a premium Philadelphia school district.
Academy.
Is
Yeah.
that a friend school?
I don't think so.
Never understood
No, it's a
what
Quaker
that was.
school.
Yeah,
Maybe the
a lot of
Quakers
Quakers
are
down there.
friends. Yikes.
They used to creep me out.
I
knew was
start brainwashing you.
When we went there, I knew that place was haunted. Wherever we went, like Abington Friends or whatever it was. I'm not going in that locker room.
Buddy, I ain't taking my underwear off around here. You gonna get me.
Goddamn, the nut will
But
get me.
at that point, I'm by myself. It's me, my mom. My mom comes home from work, probably.
Was there ever a
It's a rainy spring night. We're probably at this point. We're probably in the Sebring. I had a little bit of a leak in that. I got to be honest with you.
Sebring convertible.
Sebring convertible. Her midlife crisis car. She let my brother. She let my stepdad's in the picture, but she let my brother negotiate that deal when he was about 13 years old. I'm not even joking. They were driving by. He goes, "Let's go look at that." He went in and he's like, "Listen, we'll do like 5. We'll do 5. Roll this over."
He's out there kicking the tires. His Penn Charter uniform on,
beating the kid up on price. My stepdad worked down around the street road. That's where his shop was. So we would go, "Oh, Joe's wrapping up at the shop. It's Friday night. They're each looking for some cocktails. I'm looking for some chicken tendies."
Sure.
Where does that happen? Eating good in the neighborhood. Shout out the Applebee.
Now, if you weren't in the picture, say you drowned in drowned in a pool or
they'd
something
be at the
like
bar
that.
at Applebee's, not the booth.
They'd be out enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
But they got you third wheeling it.
Uh-huh.
Gumming up the works.
Yeah. I mean, that was a lot of birthdays there. A lot of times just me and my mom, or me and my mom, my stepdad, just there. Just there. That was the first time
Signature cocktails.
That was that was Absolute and Tonics. Doubles. Big glass.
Holy
big boys.
shit.
What?
What do you mean, what? What, me? Also,
my
too.
My stepdad was an Absolute and Tonic man.
Also, too.
What?
Which I respect the Absolute. Absolute hit hard. Everybody loved Absolute.
The merch alone, you were fucking all over.
And then Absolute Citron. Oh, my God. Absolute. Then it all fell apart with Pinnacle and fucking, what was the one, the cotton candy one? Was that Pinnacle?
I think it was Pinnacle. Yeah, the Pinnacle had all the different.
3 Olives.
Shout out 3 Olives. I remember we had a bottle of Absolute Pepper.
When the Coke's all gone. When you're out of salt, hit the pepper.
I remember taking a nip of that one time. Must have been about 12 years. Woo, man. Felt like a bang bang. Felt like I was doing a line of Coke and gunpowder.
What, isn't that what they do?
In Lord of War. A bang bang, I think.
That's what the Somalis are doing over there.
Getting all hopped up. Shout out to Coney. Joseph Coney. They got those child warriors all hopped up on bang bangs.
A pair of sweats and an AK. Look out.
But that was a lot of my time. We were there, and then they would go out. I've said this before. They would go out on their anniversary or birthdays. They would go to Outback, and the kids couldn't go.
Sure. Which we were never really, other than a few times with the family, my parents looked at those places as more expensive for some reason, which I didn't get. They never, I think maybe when the rib deal was going on at Chili's or whatever, maybe they took advantage of that. But either my dad didn't trust them. He liked the Denny's. We do a Denny's, we do a Ponderosa, do a ground round. The first, incarnation of the casual dining chain spot. But I do have to say this. When you're going to an Applebee's on a Friday night as a family and there's 2 separate cars, buddy, that's bad.
Yeah.
He's out there in the word. Then you leave, going to because for some reason as a kid, walking out of that place, going to the parking lot.
Never thought about
all right,
it.
I'll see you guys at home.
Yeah.
And he goes and gets in his car, and you get in the car with your mom or vice versa.
Yeah. I never thought about it.
That wasn't happening at the Dempsey household.
Happened like 4 times.
Yeah,
I mean, your parents were getting divorced.
Yeah.
Probably.
That it was. Yeah. So the first time I had barbecue chicken done right, I blew my fucking hair back. Also, I remember we were a big Pizza Hut family too. Shout out to Pizza Hut. The sit down. I'd go there with my mom. That was the first time. Listen, we were trash. The people going there were trash. I'm not being rude, but you plant potatoes, you're gonna get potatoes. You're hanging out at a pizza. You're not hanging out with the Kennedys. You know what I mean? So I remember the first time ever seen in public because cell phones had just come out, and it was the first time ever. This girl was just this woman, grown woman, said the booth next to us was just going through all of her ringtones. It'd be like watching a YouTube video today. No headphones, just bloop, 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 ding dong. I remember being like, this is fucking crazy. That was the first time that might ever happen.
That was important.
Someone
back
played
then.
his cell phone. That might have been like the impetus
Yeah.
at a Pizza Hut.
That was important back then. That defined you as a person what your ringtone was.
Mm-hmm.
Then, of course, the little clips of the song and all that stuff.
Shout out
You
to
pay
it.
$4.99.
Smoke on the Water I had was the first one I downloaded. It cost me about $9.99.
Wait a minute,
ripped
you mean
off.
Slow? That was your song?
Yeah, but it was still the buttons. Like it wasn't the noise. It was just Smoke on the Water played via. You know what
Now, would your mom order for you?
No, I was
or would you be a big boy?
I'd be a big boy. I always got the chicken tenders. Maybe
Speak up. Say thank you.
we would do the chicken tenders. I'd do the chicken tenders. My stepdad would get some sort of steak, always a steak, and then afterwards he'd be digging in his teeth with a he'd be digging in his teeth with a toothpick that I think came in the martini or whatever.
That's good eating right there. He's got the little sword.
Yeah, it was with the sword.
That's good.
Sucking back, dude, like a Dyson trying to get those tender bits of steak out.
As an older man, I really appreciate that, man. Really appreciate that. Doing a little digging.
Yeah. So that was I mean, we were, Fridays, of course, Applebee's for sure. But that was my mom's go-to. That was like celebrations. That was the first place I ever had ice cream on a hot brownie, and I told everybody. The duality of temperatures blew my fucking hair back.
They call it a la mode.
Is that what that means?
A la mode.
I always thought that had to
French
do with
for
almonds.
fat-ass kid.
No, it was my birthday. And, man, I remember dipping in, like, the spoon, melting the ice cream. And I remember being like, I'll give it a shot.
The melted ice cream.
Oh. I thought only they did it. I was like, you guys got to get down to Applebee's in Feasterville.
This ain't on the news.
Yeah. I didn't know that was, like, at restaurants. Because we weren't a dessert family. It was my birthday or something. I got it.
That's why they're great. They just took the extra step. You get a brownie and ice cream at home. Your mom, unless they're coming out of the oven, she's not going to take the brownie and put it in a bowl, pop it in the microwave for a couple of, for 20 seconds to get it warm, and then throw a dollop of
She's Chef
ice
Ramsay,
cream.
maybe. I ain't fucking. Denise was not doing that.
Man, that's all right.
I was whoo-wee. I didn't find out chain restaurants, and obviously when we say trashy, obviously they're amazing. I love them. We go to them on the road. I was at a Cheesecake Factory, which I wouldn't lump into that, but people do.
Cheesecake Factories.
I had
Gentlemen.
it. I had it yesterday in North Jersey.
You did?
I did.
Whoa.
I had to convince my wife. Well, she's been there, but she had forgot. I don't know how you forget the factory. And I was like, yeah, it's great. They got a lot of good things. Meanwhile, I knew I was getting that chicken parm sandwich. And
You heard that work whistle? Woo, let's go punch in at the factory.
got my hard hat on. 1,820 calories out the door.
Dude, the iced tea's 1,800. Dude, you get unsweetened iced tea there. It's 4,000 calories.
Uh-huh.
So they got to get rid of all that shit. Putting that in our faces.
Big shit all day.
Try to have a good time.
I would lump that in. I didn't find out Applebee's was not considered high class.
Well, here's the thing. Sorry to cut you
until
off.
my boy Flip, his parents were a little more cultured, like a little more. I would call them artsy douchebags. But remember, his dad liked jazz. I was like, what the fuck, dude? What is he back in time? What do you mean he likes jazz?
When do the lyrics kick in? It's got no hook on it, dude. This shit stinks.
Does he not know any Stones?
Yeah.
This guy stinks.
Jazz to a kid might have been a stun gun.
But he was like, we going to. He just said it in passing one time. Yeah, it was like fucking Applebee's or whatever. I was like, whoa, like that. It was. I heard it in passing that it
Who's getting married?
It wasn't considered good. And I was like,
Well, for a minute, not for a minute, for a while they were. I mean, that was, you know what I mean? That was it.
that was the nicest places we would go were just chain restaurants. A Fridays out there or wherever. Or we would do like Philly at that point had a couple in Northeast Philly. There was a couple independent ones. They were like bars, but their version of like a TGI Friday.
I know the guy that kind of started that stuff in Philly. For a long time in Philly, it was either, like a diner or it was a really nice, like a 5-star restaurant. What's the French joint that was down there? You remember that French place?
Le Bozo.
Something like that. Lebec Fin.
Lebec Fin.
It was like that.
I always thought they just served like sharks and stuff there. Like I thought it was like high-end seafood. It had fin in the name. That's all that, buddy. They didn't have. They were serving fish.
They got me eating walrus.
Yeah, I was like, nah, dude.
Yeah, and then the smaller casual dining places started popping up, but that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the big chains.
They were the trailblazers.
Goddamn Fridays, Chili's, Ponderosa.
Uh-huh.
Give me a break.
Yeah. We have one of my favorite meals ever was with you at Altoona, Pennsylvania, or whatever.
Altoona, cold day in Altoona.
The very weekend where Are You Garbage started.
Yeah.
On that ride home.
Mm-hmm.
I was making fun of you for drinking milk with dinner, but we had to cross like 5 lanes of highway to get to a fucking empty Fridays.
An oasis.
Empty. It was empty.
In the middle of a desert.
And I remember putting down, I go, you want to do I had to do a sampler. And, man, sampler to start. Hey, man, talk of Lebec Fin, who?
Yeah.
Shout out to TGI.
I remember the nap I took after that. I.e. sugar coma.
Sure.
CP time.
That Jack Daniels barbecue sauce. All right, but let's get into it. So, obviously, we're talking chain restaurants, casual dining. I'm talking everything from your Chi-Chi's to your Applebee's to your Fridays.
Fried ice cream.
Ponderosa Grill, whatever that was for you, because some of them are regional, obviously.
Yeah.
And in some of the smaller, more rural areas, these are like the restaurants. You got to drive 30, 40 minutes to get to the Applebee's, and they're throwing out the best food.
Catch a weight,
and most consistent.
Catch a weight.
Catch a weight. I remember used to get the pager.
Get the pager.
Get the pager. Oh, Jesus Christ. We were big. My dad would pull up, someone run in and put our name in. And that was, you always felt like you were like a forward operating Marine team. You'd like roll out of the car, it'd still be moving. Let me get 5 for smoking under Dan.
You know where the Foleys didn't do well?
Everywhere?
Waiting for your table in the vestibule going into the restaurant where the benches were.
2 kids fighting.
Talk about, get over here, move,
and there was always a good family across from you where they were like holding their kids back from you. Like, oh no, don't look at these. Me with Danny had me in a headlock. I'm crying.
Chasing a gumball on the floor. Yeah, bad news.
Asking for change.
At any moment, dinner could be ruined until we got to the table. And even at the table, all it took was one knocked over Shirley Temple, and it was going to be a bad night.
Sure.
I don't know if my dad ever had a peaceful, enjoyable meal until I was in college. Then he liked going out to dinner with us. We get on a Ralph's down in Philly, get on the muscles, all that shit, ruin his shirt.
Sure.
But up until that, it was just, yeah. Chaos could break out at any moment.
I know.
What are you doing? Helix, baby.
Woohoo.
Kippy, let's talk about Helix mattresses. I know you got one. I got one. Gang, do yourself a favor. Get over to Helix. Take the quiz. Find out how you sleep. Get a little information. How long does a quiz take, you ask?
I don't know. Probably was it an hour?
2-3 minutes, pinhead.
That's why they're good.
Find out whether you sleep on your side, on your back. Are you a heavy sleeper? Are you a light sleeper? Do you sleep hot? Do you sleep cold? Find all that stuff out. They match up with the perfect mattress for you. Helix, the last mattress you're ever going to have.
Yeah. Before I had a Helix mattress, I used to wake up. My wife would wake up. I'd be at the end of the bed like an old detective with a case hanging. I couldn't sleep. Well, I don't sleep great. Helix is the only good sleep I can get. If I'm on the road, I get bad sleep because I'm not in my Helix. I got to get home and get to the Helix, baby. Everybody knows that. It's the best sleep I had in my life, and when I'm not in my Helix, boy, do I miss it.
And he is cranky.
Some other guy is. Go to helixsleep.com/garbage for 20% off site-wide, baby. That's 20% off site-wide at helixsleep.com/garbage. One more time, 20% off site-wide, helixsleep.com/garbage. Do it. Yeah.
Kip, let's talk about Shopify.
Shout out to Shopify,
Are we a Shopify family here?
Why do you ask me stupid questions? Of course we're a Shopify family.
When you go to our website, what's the checkout? Is it Shopify?
Yeah, that's why everything goes smoothly, because Shopify's running point on it, Daddy-O.
We know we got a lot of hustlers out there. We know we got a lot of guys trying to get some projects off the ground. They're selling this, they're selling that, but they want to make it their main gig. Shopify can help you do that.
Yeah. Before Shopify, we were using some bozo-ass company. I forget what it was, but everything was getting jammed up. This order was getting lost. Hey, I never got this. I never got that. Things weren't being completed. Hey, I paid you. I didn't get a receipt. This whole 9 yards. Shopify, I ain't had to worry about nothing since. So upgrade your business and get the same exact checkout that we're using over there at rugarbage.com. You can sign up For your $1 per month trial period at Shopify.com/garbage, all lowercase, by the way, go to Shopify.com/garbage to upgrade your selling today. One more time, get a pen, get a pencil, upgrade your. Listen, if they get they're the biggest seller. They're closing deals all over the place. Get in with Shopify. Shopify.com/garbage. Do it. All right, let's see here. Let's get into it. This one's from Big Tony. This is more of a story. One time, 6 buddies and I went to Applebee's for the $1 drinks back in 2018. We got there at 9 p.m. and found out after we were seated, the promotion was from 10 till 2. Is it garbage to sit there for an hour and not order anything? We'll just do the water till 10. Thank you very much. That I respect. I
respect it.
At
that point, you just gave it to him. Hey, what are you doing?
Sure.
Cut me off at 11.
It's probably not in the system.
I'm not going to make it till 10:30 anyway.
I'll be carrying me out of here. I remember one time on the road with a comic that I didn't know. He's like, let's stop at Applebee's. I said, all right. We were like, whatever. And they were like, are you here for $1 And I said, I wasn't, but I'll fucking, this guy's driving. I had 2. He had 3. Buddy.
Those things are quiet assassins.
Oh, yeah.
You get up to go to the bathroom.
You're cross-eyed.
Stumbling back.
You're in the girls' room. With your dress over your head.
Crying.
This one too. I don't know about you, but for us, so as a kid, we went to these went to these chain restaurants a lot, and then as an older kid, high school, when you had a little bit of freedom, we all had like not a day job. We all had some sort of after school or weekend job.
Yeah.
So we would make like $150 a week or whatever like that. So you had a little bit of cash, a little bit of spending cash, and we started going back to Applebee's in high school as like seniors a little bit, and that was to have like a waiter.
Yeah.
And high school for a high school dirtbag is like, meanwhile as a kid we went to school with.
Yeah, and I look back. We Denny's was our place for that in high school and college, and I look back thinking, man, that poor fucking server fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Couple of fuckers. I've had that. Wait and take a couple of rats. Just in there, fucking,
in there too long. No one can do the math.
Fucking up the sugar caddies.
No one can do the math for 20%.
Yeah, getting ripped off.
I know. And we would go, and then I think even a little bit afterwards, like somebody or maybe we were like with an older kid, a kid who was a little bit older, ID. So like one kid would be he had a fake ID, so he'd be ordering a beer. Meanwhile, I hadn't hit puberty yet. I'm like, dude, this is crazy that this 22-year-old's hanging out with this fucking kid who's 14. You know what I mean? But that was a big thing.
Across state lines.
That was like another big thing. So this is from Ace the Homie. We used to go to Applebee's for weeknight karaoke in high school. They were doing stuff.
I mean, that's crazy.
We'd order like one appetizer each and watch my friend sing Enrique Iglesias' Hero. He put on a hell of a show for the whole place. I mean, in a more small town, that is the entertainment. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's where you're going.
High school, that's nerd shit right there.
I don't know.
Go to get in the garage,
I could be
get some beers.
Hero, baby. I can't do that every night. People's parents are home. I gotta go get some trim at the Applebee's.
Man, karaoke at an Applebee's.
You did comedy at an Applebee's.
I did on New Year's Eve in
I was
Philadelphia.
So jealous I wasn't on that show.
Really?
It was you, Tommy Pope, Shmee and Fidance, Chris Cotton.
Yeah.
And I said, you get a big gig like this, you don't let Kippy wet his beak?
Yeah,
I remember that.
That flyer's still floating around.
Oh, I know. I have it hanging on my wall with a big X to your face. Laces out, Foley.
Woo-wee.
Yeah,
they really started expanding those things and trying to do more of that
They tried
stuff.
to be like neighborhood bars.
But it's funny, when that all collapsed, and like you'd
sad.
be in there eating with your family, and you go to where's the bathroom? Oh, it's upstairs. And you get upstairs to like a banquet hall, and you'd be like, what the fuck is this? Tables are all flipped over. There's mop buckets everywhere.
Sure.
That shit got shut down real quick.
All right, this one's from another generation of garbage. When I was 17, my mom and I went to Red Robin, great burgers. A girl I went to school with said one of the other servers thought I was cute. The girl gave me her number the next day. Like the girl he went to school with gave the coworker's number to him the next day at school. When I went to hang out with her, she turned out to be 35 and had her own apartment. She wasn't bad looking and had a great body. She was 35 at working at Red Robin. That night, I received my first BJ. Red Robin
What?
will always have a special place in my heart. Even 32 years later, I miss her and think of her often. What a gal. Dude. Also, so many
Let alone the unlimited basket of fries.
so many things have broken down in that night. The kid's there with his mom. A 35-year-old woman sees a high school kid there with his mom and goes, hey, that kid's got it going on. Tells another 18-year-old girl, hey, give him my number. They hang out.
Catches a honey.
Catches a fucking...
A blowy, as Yanni Pappas would say.
How wild is that?
Whoa.
That's what... It goes back to the supermarket. These places in suburban or rural areas are the, like... A lot of people's, like, first jobs, first crushes, first date, like, these are, like, you know, the hubs of certain things.
That guy will never be able to drive by a Red Robin.
Without thinking of catching a... Dude, imagine being 18. Hopefully he's 18. catching a Hummy.
35 with her own apartment.
Dude, a 35-year-old Red Robin waitress. That is a specific kind of broad. This has got to be in the 90s, too. 32 years later. What's 32 years from now? It's got to be... This is like 95? Dude, well, that's...
Talk about playing it fast and loose.
That girl is all right. I'm talking teardrop, but...
I wonder what she was driving. A Mitsubishi something.
It was something without a hubcap.
RAV4, Mitsubishi. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Probably stick, too. That was a manual transmission.
Man, a girl that drove stick back then? What are you, in the Army?
Got a heater hanging out of the side of her mouth.
Don't be a pussy. My husband won't be home for another hour. I don't know, lady.
There's a car seat in the back.
There's definitely some takeout back there, too. The waitress taking her dinner home from work.
Oh, man. All right. This one's from Thick Bones Jones. $5 Modelo. Never had one red. Family rarely went out to eat since there was 5 of us.
Yeah.
One night we went to Chili's. Everything was going great. The Cokes were flowing. The chips and salsa was banging. I got the chicken crispers, how you doing? And asked for extra ranch. They brought out a gravy boat of ranch. I proceeded to eat the whole boat and then puked everything up in the parking lot. ... I used to puke most times going out to eat. Puked all over the table at a Red Lobster when I was 7. Why the fuck they giving lobster to a kid? My mom took me to a Walmart to get a shirt. My dad finished the meal. I mean, come on, dude. That's fucking crazy. You would be surprised at the amount of submissions where kids threw up at chain restaurants.
I was never a puker. I wasn't a puker.
I mean...
Like
I
an
was
overeat puker?
No, I was a drinking puker for sure. But I mean, 1 out of every 4 was, and then I threw up in the parking lot. Then I threw up on the table. Then I threw up. It was crazy.
Yeah. They get all excited. They start wolfing down that marinara sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, they're yakking.
All hopped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, dude. I mean, there's just so many people have so many memories of just... That was it. Like, we didn't go out, then we went out.
I remember
it went bad.
The first, one of the only times that as a family, and like when we'd go out to eat as a family, it would be my family, my cousin's family, the other cousins. Everybody would go out. We'd have like a table of 15. And I remember going to Red Lobster for the first time. I thought that was like the White House.
I still don't think I've ever been to a Red Lobster.
And I remember when we got it, being like, this fucking stinks.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
My dad does Red Lobsters at the house better than this. Be all dry and shit.
We had a family reunion at a Fridays. This just hit me. I wouldn't say reunion, but part of my dad's family, one of the brothers moved out to Hawaii or California or something. I'd never seen him. I'm about 8. I don't know him.
Somebody moving from your family to Hawaii. Man, the rumors going around.
Or maybe the kid, or maybe he married a lady from Hawaii and they were living in California. Either way, the kid...
Wait, did I meet this guy? Was this guy at the park show? This family? Is that a possibility?
I don't know.
Because I talked to a family at the park show that are around your age that live out there.
No.
No?
They shouldn't have been there. No, I didn't know that guy you were talking to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forgot about that. I ain't never seen that guy in my life. He was like a friend of a brother's friend.
Fucking went in on a timeshare with this guy.
Yeah, I remember you going, yeah, we go down to Conio. Hey, man, I get the little... I'm like, dude, I'll see you later. I don't fucking know this guy.
Nice.
I got to work a room here.
Good people.
What? So I met my cousins for the first time, and they were part Hawaiian because the mom was Hawaiian. And dude, you tell little 8-year-old Kevin, I'm at a TGI Fridays, and they're going, these kids are your cousins. I said, I ain't never met these fucking kids in my life. I remember they got entree. They got like adult entrees, and I was ordering the chicken tenders. Yeah, Fridays, you don't. And they were like, I'll do like the sea bass or whatever. And I was like, jeez, what planet are you?
We
kids
weren't
from?
allowed to order entrees like that. You get a hamburger. That's a hamburger and fries. Nothing that came with a super salad, I can tell you that.
Well, I remember when it was like you weren't allowed to do the platter, the chicken finger platter. Sometimes I'd have to do the appetizer, the chicken finger basket, which didn't come with fries typically, and sometimes the deluxe did. Yeah, I used to know dude. You could show me a menu from 50 feet away. I could tell you where the chicken tenders were falling on it.
Yeah.
If it was a kid's menu, if it was like there was a platter portion.
Usually went like fourth in the appetizer. Hit you.
Yeah, I'll do the chicken tender. Sometimes I would just be coloring and look up. I wouldn't even look at the menu. Yeah, I went to Applebee's. I didn't need to look at the menu. But you still got you know why I'm here. Bring out the moneymaker.
Give me the usual. Start heating up that brownie, too.
A couple extra toothpicks for my stepdad here.
Ah, man, that's all right.
All right, this one's from Jackie Treehorn. Great name. One of my dad's best friends got robbed by two ladies of the night he met at a TGI Fridays bar on a work trip. He took them up to his hotel room. They tied him up at knife point and tried to take his wallet. Joke's on them, he was hammered and left his wallet at the bar. He proudly told this story to my dad in front of me at a different TGI Fridays a few months later. Never returned to the scene of the crime.
Man, if you're working the TGI Fridays.
Again, this is... dude, I remember doing a show in, like, upstate Pennsylvania at a Ramada, and that bar was, like...
The bar.
That was the bar, and I was sitting there waiting to go on and bam. And there was, like, people hanging out and a couple of, night crawlers.
Ladies.
Yeah, and I'm like, she ain't,
with it.
You
on the show, too?
How long you been doing comedy? I'm 3 years in. I'm the host. I got moved down from feature.
Man, that's a tale right there.
That's all. I mean, it's just so. Listen, you're an older guy, middle-aged guy. You're on a business trip. It's not like you're not in downtown Philadelphia, midtown Manhattan.
Look who you're talking to.
You're going to a TGI Fridays.
Sure.
Getting worked over. Dude, joke's on them being so fucked up you left your wallet at the bar.
He's just tied up laughing.
Still got to see your titties. Oh, man. All right, let's see here. This is from Abbeville. I was a server at Applebee's in Westchester, Pennsylvania, when the Eagles won in 2018. The main host of the place was a diehard Eagles fan, called out for the parade, and never came back. Go Birds. That's the best day that guy's life. He probably died. I got ran over by a horse or something.
It was always great when somebody made it out. Yeah, he's not coming back.
Yeah. That's how you quit those jobs. When you're off a day you're not supposed to be off. Those jobs, a retail job, a shitty office job, a chain restaurant, a shitty restaurant, you're getting that cycle of like, I work these days and these nights and these days. And the second you crack that, and you have like a 3-day weekend, you go, what the fuck am I going back to this? You got a little bit of sunshine in your face, you touch a little grass.
I was big on getting my last paycheck. I'm going to go in and get my paycheck and either not going to show up for brunch the next day or tell them, hey, by the way, I'm done. I'm out. Go Birds. They're losing.
Applebee sucks. We've talked about this before, but Waiting has hit that the movie Waiting.
Oh.
Hit that culture
perfectly.
Nail on the head, out of the fucking park. It's like if you grew up with a relatively dirtbag background, not even that dirt, every single person in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this one's from Brandonio. I worked at an Outback Steakhouse for 7+ years throughout high school and
Not bad.
college. One time I was high on Molly and reversed my car into the building by the takeout room. Destroyed the back of my car. To this day, there's still an indent in the building and pieces of my taillight embedded in there. I mean, I love how you're like, pretty good gig. I'm on Molly all shift. That's pretty, that's great. I mean, Luke, can you find out who's got the best? Go to their web. Go to give me Outback, give me Applebee's.
I got the top 5.
Top 5 what?
So we're starting out. We got Buffalo Wild Wings. They do about $4 billion. Chili's $4 billion. Applebee's, Texas Roadhouse, Olive Garden.
$4 billion a year in revenue? And fuck, what's the first one? Buffalo Wild Wings?
Buffalo Wild
Get
Wings
out
is the
of here.
lowest.
I don't count that shit.
Why?
That's not eating good in the neighborhood. That's not family.
I might have to push. I see what you're saying.
I've never
but
been to one.
You've never been to one,
No.
and they weren't. They came online when you were like, they opened up in like 2014. Like I
Yeah.
was already broke. Like I couldn't go to a Buffalo Wild Wings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I take that back.
I would have loved. That's like
I don't know.
that's like a Chickies and Pete's. Shout out
I
there.
don't think I've ever been to an actual Chicky and Pete's. Just at the stadiums. Crab fries,
That
right?
don't count.
So what do you want me to find?
Go to their home pages and find out who's got what specials are currently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It should be
Specials?
like in the banner, like, hey, we got 2 for Tuesdays.
Oh yeah.
Give me an Outback, give me an Applebee's.
I can't believe $4 billion. $4 billion.
Just go to the top 5 on that list you had.
That's a lot of cash.
A lot of tendies.
$4 billion they're doing.
Uh-huh.
Chili's, $4 billion. Damn. Somebody's still eating there.
A lot of fucking
I
people.
think they dipped and came back. Right?
I think they did too, yeah. I mean, they got the fucking
Because I remember they were all in the toilet for all. Remember when they started doing the curbside shit?
that was insane to me.
Yeah.
I remember we used to go to the one in Newtown as like
How am I going to get fucking free refills? Huh? I got to fucking drive back?
I was here yesterday. A little top
They
off.
go over the top with the packaging, too.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's like space age shit.
It's just to me that food is such being there. Like
Yeah.
I can get tenders from anywhere.
I had tenders here.
I got tender too. I got tender guy. My thing is like that's part of the experience. You go there, you sit, you break balls, you have a dollarita, someone gets too fucked up, whatever.
Parents
That
are
is-
smoking.
Yeah, that's part of it. The food's mediocre. I mean, if I'm getting food's fine at best. You know,
Were you a Booth family?
always a booth.
My dad liked the table.
I'm trying to think. Did they have smoking?
Yeah, for sure. When I was a kid, for sure.
Yeah, so at the one on Tree Road, you'd go in, and to the left was the smoking section.
You're like at the bar.
Because now that I'm thinking, I've never been on the right side of.
Yeah, the bar
the restaurant.
area was smoking. Ripping heaters at the bar.
Yeah, but I think even there was like an elevated platform on the left of the bar.
Yeah. There was like the high tops and shit.
No.
like that.
Like mine would you would walk in, it was like the Thunderdome a little bit. You'd walk in, and the bar was right in front of you, and then everything else was like 2 or 3 steps up around that.
I think those places. That's the first time I saw the bar that went all the way
Like
around.
the Octagon bar. Woo, 2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
Kept let's talk about Aura Frames.
Shout out Aura Frames. dog.
Again, and a home run, Aura Frames. What are you thinking about getting your mom for Mother's Day this year? I know it's a little
She's
far
getting her
away.
3rd Aura frame that she can put in the powder room if she needs to, because that's the best damn product out there.
Listen, if your mom, if your wife, if your aunt, if your uncle,
Mother-in-law.
anybody, grandparents, grandfather, everybody loves it, man. Do yourself a favor. Aura Frames. Digital, upload, boom. What are the kids doing? Johnny's got a basketball game. Oh, how's Johnny doing? What are you going to do? You're going to send the pics? They upload right to the frame, man. You keep it coming. Keeps them happy. Shuts them up. Do yourself a favor if you want the easiest gift to get your mother this Mother's Day, or if somebody's got a birthday coming up, it's going to be an Aura frame. You're going to look like a goddamn hero.
And I said it before, getting an Aura frame for these people means you ain't got to see them as much as you got to see them, because they think they're having dinner with you because you're over there, you're on the nightstand.
Talk to the frame.
Yeah, buddy, I'm busy, but the frame's available for
Sure.
dinner. You know what I mean? Right now, you can save on the perfect gift that keeps on giving by visiting auraframes.com. For a limited time, our listeners can get $20 off their best-selling Carver Mat frame
Carver Mat.
with code GARBAGE. That's Aura, A-U-R-A, frames.com, promo code GARBAGE. Don't forget to mention that the boys sent you sent you to support for the show. I just had a stroke. Terms and conditions apply. Let them know the boys sent you. $20 off, code GARBAGE. Do it. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about True Work.
Shout out to True Work.
Gang, if you don't know True Work is hell-bent on creating the most technical high-performance workwear in the world. The True Work story begins in the Colorado mountains, where a trade worker knew that there had to be a better solution than wet, heavy gear that was weighing him down, and that is where True Work was born. Do yourself a favor. If you're an outdoor guy, if you're a working man, True Work is your answer.
Yeah. They were kind enough to send us some stuff, and it's tight gear. You get it?
Top
you
quality.
Feel cool. Listen, I'm not a blue-collar guy no more. I hung up my work boots. You
Feel
know
like
what I
a
mean?
real man putting those things on.
But I go to the deli, and everybody thinks I'm a project manager on a high-rise being built.
Goddamn GC over here.
No joke. I was stuck in traffic. It was pouring the other day, and I watched this construction worker just soggy, just walking, and he got in a truck. I was
You should have yelled out True Work.
promo code GARBAGE.
Sure.
It's soft, stretchy, sweat-wicking soft shell work pants are a major upgrade for overall wet, heavy jeans. Windproof, waterproof, the whole 9 yards. They're taking care of you. True Work has over 50,000 5-star reviews and countless stories from trade pros in every state and every job across the country. So check out their full lineup and get 15% off your first order at truework.com/garbage. That's 15% off at Truework, TRUEWERK.com/garbage. Speaking of the bar, this one I've never thought of, and this is fantastic. This is from Roy Munson. Is it garbage to use your Red Robin gift card at the bar? Gift card money spends the same, baby. So
To
in my
drink.
head, if someone went, here's a $50 gift card to Chili's, I'd have to go sit down and eat dinner. I never thought I could just go to the bar and get $50 worth of booze with me and the boys.
Can you do that?
That's what he's saying.
Huh.
Spends like money.
I thought they'd trip you up on shit like that. Nah, it's got to be at a table, and
I mean,
That's all I got.
even if it's a table.
hooker took my wallet. This is what you're getting.
I mean, even if it's at a table, you go, hey, drop the chips and salsa and keep the fucking Michelobes flowing, you know?
Man, if you caught that when they were doing one of those dollar drink specials,
You'd be fucking ossified. They have to pull you out of there.
plus the Molly.
This one's from Reggie. This is a deep cut on a couple of things. Hey, gang, never had one read. Is it garbage if you sold enough magazine subscriptions during the magazine drive in 7th grade that the school got a limo to take you and a bunch of other kids to TGI Fridays for lunch one day? Couldn't tell me shit on that day.
This is fucking Glenn Ross.
That's crazy. That was always a myth. If you sold whatever, you'd get a limo ride to Pizza Hut or whatever.
I'd never heard that in my life.
That was always a myth to me.
Wait, selling what? Magazines?
Yeah, so it would be like a drive of some sort.
We did candy around Easter.
Okay, same thing.
Uh-huh.
If you sold enough candy, the theory would always be like, oh, the school 3 towns away sends you the top guy in a limo. And I never seen it, but this kid fucking did it.
Hitting the fucking pavement.
This kid's like blank check over here.
That's crazy.
That's awesome, man. Anything on a school day.
Forget it.
It was, you know.
That's before I went to Chi-Chi's for fucking Spanish class. Loaded up the bus, went over there. It was fantastic.
We went to Marita's Cantina. I remember we always used to, whenever I was sick, I'd always make my mom stop and get Burger King, which like seems counterproductive now that I'm an adult. I'd leave the doctor's office and go get Burger King.
When you were sick?
Well,
or if you were like getting a physical?
I forget. I'd be going home, and we would get Burger King. I'd eat it in the car ride home, then she'd go back to work. And I'd
try to drag my feet on that shit.
I'd be at the crib snoozing probably, or tugging my little root ski. What do you got, Lucas?
The deals are all like 2 for blank deals now, except Texas Roadhouse. They have the
Texas Roadhouse. Fantastic.
Yeah, they got the Monday Margarita, Texas T-Bone Tuesday, Wild
What's
West
the Monday
Wednesday.
Margarita? What's that banging at?
Discounted margaritas.
Discounted vague.
And let me tell you something. Those things are strong as shit, and you can't eat. It's all sugar. I had a pomegranate one when we went out. Holy shit. 3 of those, and I didn't know who I was. Talking about singing show tunes. Good night.
Okay.
And then you got, Applebee's has double the deal, double the fun, meal
They're
deal
just
for 2.
making shit up
Yeah.
at this point. Hey, give us $20. We'll give you a shit ton of food. Is what it says. Double the food,
Double the deal, double the fun.
Hey, what do you got? It seems very used car salesman-y.
Yeah.
There's just a guy out front doing this.
Chili's 3 for 1.
What's
app.
3 for 1?
3 for 1 apps?
So you get an app, an entree, and a drink
Ah,
For
okay.
what? For one.
for the price of one. I think it's about $22, something like that.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Plus, it's somebody's birthday.
Well,
They all have the birthday deal. That's big. They
It's
promote
free.
yeah,
that.
you get half. You get a free app or something.
Something like that. They're all a little different. Some people are going to get a free something.
Every Veterans Day, my parents would go to lunch at either Applebee's or TGI Fridays, whichever one did that.
Your mom's dressed like Sergeant Slaughter. Arr!
She's got the gun belt.
God. That's
Yeah,
fucking...
they'd go like for lunch. Couldn't imagine what that place looked like.
Mm-hmm.
If you order online at Olive Garden, you can do a $6 take-home entree.
Yeah, they got the apps and the online shit. Fuck that.
When I was doing DoorDash, I remember delivering a guy Applebee's in a rough apartment, like real rough, and it was like so much.
What are you celebrating?
Looking out the window, he was laying low for sure. This guy, this isn't a rough strip of apartments, and I remember there was like so much Applebee's, like over $100 worth of Applebee's, and this is in like Bumblefuck, Jersey.
Yeah, that's hiding out.
And I remember
That's
being
multiple
like,
meals.
why are you staying here? And if you got $120 to spend at Applebee's, yeah, class the joint up, go get a room at the Hilton or something. You got the cash. You know what I mean?
That's such dirty.
I remember having to call him. He's like, nah, keep going. And I was like,
So you get jacked. Take the keys.
made
with
sure
you.
I left the Montego running. God. This one's pretty good. This is from Arouse Lou. I've been going to Applebee's at least once a month for 12 years with 2 friends. Great tradition.
Love that.
We have only ever paid for half-priced apps, never had an entree. I respect that.
Yeah,
That's a good hang with the boys.
of course.
We're going to go. We're each going to have 2 or 3 drinks. Maybe every third month, somewhat you get fucking, you're like, you know what? My wife's out of town getting fucking shithoused.
Crippled.
Yeah. And just keep the half-priced app. This goes back to I don't need an entree. Post me up at a high top, 2 of my boys. Give me Flip, Pat, and just let them. Who? You don't. It's well documented. You don't like a high top.
Hey, can't get a goddamn table. I like dollar margaritas.
You're off restaurants.
I'm off restaurants.
I would have you, but you're off restaurants.
Fair enough. I'd make an exception for a Friday's half-price appetizer.
That's what got us in this trouble to begin with. And just post up for like 3 or 4 and just, get the
Nice snowy day.
man, step out for a heater. I'm off the heaters, but step out for a heater.
That's where
come
you
back
step
in.
out for a heater. When you're in there drinking, you step out for a heater.
Oh yeah.
Before the apps get there. Feel the cold. Throw
Well,
it
that's a
out,
bar.
shuffle
That's
back
what's
in.
so unique about those. The middle of those establishments is a bar. There's hookers. You're hitting on people. But then there's like a kid celebrating his birthday 5 feet away.
Sure.
They got the touch tunes. Like,
Kid with no future.
hey, I turned out pretty good. This leads right into this. This is Socks with Sandals. Is it garbage to take your small children to Applebee's at night at 9 p.m.? I was definitely in an Applebee's on a school night,
Man,
past when I for sure should have been.
that's crazy.
But that's, what's dude? I've been seeing more and more young kid like couples with like a baby.
We saw that when we were at that diner.
Where?
At the diner.
That's
24.
what that would. Yeah, last week.
Yeah, they were getting like chopped. They were having like a date. I
They
guess
were-
you're working. That's the only time you could see
Dude,
your wife. You
that-
got the kid.
I was one. They weren't working. Not one of them was in a uniform. Like if one was in scrubs, I go, all right, she just got off third shift or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll get her second shift. I'll give you the benefit
They
of the
had
doubt.
a baby.
They had a baby. It was 1 o'clock in the morning on a fucking Wednesday.
Baby don't know. Maybe she just woke up. Maybe the baby just got off work. Who knows?
Yeah. I've just been seeing more and more of that. I'm like, God damn.
I remember being when we were in Vegas for Skankfest, walking down that Fremont, and like it'd be like 2 o'clock in the morning, and there's like a 5-year-old with like a yard in his hand, just walking down next to his stroller. Like, what are we doing? I respect it.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
The little kids in those situations. Yeah, my dad was always a good judge of, all right, it's time to get out of here.
With the kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish I could say the same.
You're coming in as we're leaving.
Where are you going? I got a stack of quarters.
I just got here. Little dirtbag.
Yeah, man, hanging at the bar of those joints was all right. I mean, I remember bumping into like my brother's teacher or something, and I think my dad was hitting on her. It was.
It's 11:30 at night, Kevin.
I remember them being like, they're talking too much. Like my dad don't like people. For him to be talking that much.
What was she doing in there?
Fucking probably throwing it at him. No.
Tying one on.
I thought
Really?
I thought she was a lesbian, but I remember going, they're talking way too intense. Yeah, what are you doing here? What the fuck's going on?
Parent-teacher conference.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where it was just like, I remember one time we were at a Fridays or somewhere. It was far. We were in Northeast Philly. We were like down on the boulevard somewhere. And my dad and my brother, we were in the smoking. I remember this vividly. My dad and my brother got in an argument that my dad couldn't run home from where we were. Because my dad used to be like a pretty good runner.
Are you old drinking? I'll be $20. You can't do 60 push-ups right now.
Or they were arguing. I'm sure my dad had a lot of cocktails and enough in them.
Say no more.
And he's going, I'll fucking run home right now. And I was like, dude, I must have been.
You gonna leave us here?
I remember being like, what are we just going to drive real slow? Forrest Gump had just come out. So I remember being like, are we just going to drive real slow next to you the whole time? It was raining too. And I think he said, if it wasn't raining, I'd fucking do it. I'm like,
Work boots on.
one, dude, you're at your 50th Marlboro Red of the day. You got at least 8 or 9 Michelobs in you and some fucking fettuccine Alfredo. But this is after dinner.
You'll be hurling at a quarter mile.
Uh-huh. And it was like, it had to be about 15 miles.
What?
Oh, no, it was like not in the neighborhood. It was like right now, if you were like, hey, you got to get in the car and drive, I'd be like, we'll just go tomorrow. Like, it was that far. It was a 30-minute drive, maybe.
Jesus. That's bad.
Getting in a bar argument with an 8-year-old. Woo.
Getting thrown out.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's all right.
This is from Desiree. Is it garbage to have been at a Chili's for dinner and you and your dad have to break up a father-son fight at the table next to you after the son smacked the shit out of the dad?
That's where you get smacked in there.
The loudest smack I've ever heard.
And
He goes, they were 30 and 60. I let my dad control the son, and I took the old guy to calm down. That's a relationship. That's like if I went and if I reached out to them, they were trying to rekindle. That's where you go. If I reached out to my dad now, I was like, yo, what are you doing? Let's go to I'll meet at the Applebee's.
Meet at the Applebee's.
And we're sitting there.
You're not meeting at a Cheesecake Factory.
No. Ruin my chicken parm.
Splitting tuna nachos.
That's what, then after, probably when the entrees get dropped, you realize things are still the same.
You got a couple in you?
You got, 1 or 2 in you.
Uh-huh.
He didn't change. You're still complaining about this and
I wish
that.
Mom felt that way. What'd you
say?
Yeah.
Fucking whap! Fucking crack. Dude, imagine slapping a 60-year-old dude at a Chili's.
But here's the thing. Those kind of places, that's where people step in. You go to, you're at a nice, fancy restaurant or whatever. Those people aren't going to get involved. When you're in the neighborhood, people are going to stay. That's not right. Don't be hitting him.
Put you in a sleeper hold real quick.
You ever see the one where the guy's with his wife and his kid, and he starts, like, screaming at her? Dude, there's like a mob. Dudes are looking to be the hero in those
Sure.
spots.
They're all fighting each other to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great.
That makes sense.
That's where you find John Quinones.
Who?
The guy from ABC News, What Would You Do?
I just saw it. Hey, it's actually me, John Quinones or whatever. Buddy, no one knows who you are. Get the fuck out of here. He steps in. He steps out like he's Wayne Newton. Like everybody's going to be falling all. Nobody knows who the fuck you
I
are.
thought you were John Taffer.
Yeah, I said bar rescue, kick rocks. Fuck you. Go find me Chef Ramsay. Someone I care about. I just
Shut this place down.
I just saw him do that in a bar. Like somebody was saying something in a bar, and he's like, "Hey, oh, easy, pal. You're on. I'm John Quinones." Yeah, buddy. No, thank you. Shit. All right, this one's from Max, $10 long-term investor. In college, my homies and I would frequent the Tiger Perkins in Orlando, purely based off the fact that's the exact location Tiger Woods slept with a Perkins server. That's
Wait, hold on. So it's a Perkins, not Tiger Perkins.
no, they called it Tiger Perkins. Yo, you want to go to Tiger Perkins?
Yeah.
I would do that if that was the time when you're like,
He also had a Denny's hostess, didn't he?
yeah, no, it might have been Perkins.
Perkins was the famous one.
Perkins was
where she
'cause-
dropped the tampon in the parking lot. That's how they found out.
What?
So there was like a journalist following Tiger Woods, and she dropped a tampon out the window. Tiger Woods did his thing, and then a journalist took it, picked it up, found it, and like kept it for evidence.
Oh, they were watching.
Damn.
Shout out to Perkins. Closing deals. All that money you're saving.
Perkins is all right.
We were never a Perkins fan.
Hit a couple in our day.
Sure you did.
Nothing wrong with it.
A little Perkadoodles.
Woo! More of a
Uh,
hula hands family.
Shout out to Hula Hands. Yeah, I recently did my first Red Robins.
It's Red Robin. I don't think it's Red Robins.
Really? Oh, whatever.
Scumbag. Right? It's Red Robin.
Did you ever do Cheeseburger? That's why I didn't get eyes on that. I thought that was a chain.
That's a place in Chicago.
Cheeseburger.
That's from the John Belushi sketch. Cheeseburger.
I know, but they put Cheeseburger. They opened up when I was into it. Did you ever, you like miss something? Everybody at school was talking about, oh, wow, we're at Cheeseburger. And I'm like, dude, it sounds like you're talking a different fucking language. What happened to Cheeseburger?
Founded in 1986.
Okay.
There's only 2 U.S. locations anymore. Sanibel Island, Florida, and Richmond International Airport. Jesus Christ, dude.
That's all over the map.
They proudly serve Pepsi products.
I
But there was
respect
one
that.
in Oxford Valley that, like, I mean, this place, it came in like fucking, like the Beatles, dude. Everybody was talking Cheeseburger. You got to go to Cheeseburger.
That was P.F. Chang's at the Plymouth Meeting Mall when they started putting them in the parking lot.
Same for us.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. Might as well have been Studio 54.
Well,
Bumping.
I do respect the more heightened versions of, like we said, the Applebee's and Fridays, Storm the Beaches. So these Cheesecake Factories, the P.F. Chang's,
Bonefish Grill.
the Bonefish Grill, the Seasons 52s, are like
Harry's. Wasn't there a Harry's?
there's a Houston's or something too.
Ooh, Houston's. Is nice.
Well, I just went to we're buying a bunch of baby stuff, so we're at all these friggin' malls. I went to 2 different malls, and I got to tell you pull in, and it's just rows of nice, casual corporate restaurants. You go, this is I can get down with this. Let's go look at some strollers, which ain't cheap, by the way.
Go get a table.
Go get a table. Get a nice fucking baseball steak. Maybe a couple of pot stickers. I love an app.
Pot stickers are on everybody's menu now.
If they ain't, you fucking get with the times. You know what I mean, Daddy-O? Oh, God, that's all right. All right, this one's from Kippy's Jar of Skippy. $10 homie here. Say you're at a Chili's.
Okay.
This is how he opens up. Say you're at a Chili's and the table next to you leaves
Uh-oh.
and there is a half pitcher of beer still on the table. How garbage is it to refill your glass from that pitcher?
Very.
Very garbage, for sure. And I'm not a guy I don't like other people's stuff. I would be remiss if I would say there wasn't a time when I was at
As a college kid, yeah, sure.
Yeah, the Richboro pub or something.
If you're with your family, your uncle gets up.
Also, what kind of fucking animals are leaving half pitchers of beer? That's 2 beers. How many people are at that table?
Yeah, it's
you
crazy.
gotta fucking and also
They might throw you out for something like that, too. You can't be doing that. Can't go around drinking floaters in a restaurant.
I don't know.
That's got to be illegal. You got to check your ID and
No,
shit
a floater is unknown. That is some guy's beer. That's different than a floater.
It's a family floater. Family style.
Also, what would you get a phone call that the dog got hit by a car? You got to bounce like that? You ordered a pitcher. You finished the pitcher. That's all I'm freaking
Good
saying.
picture of Bud Light sitting there. You kidding me? You nuts?
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know in what world. I would just say do it. It depends. Depends on your age and who you're with. You're with your family, you can't do that. You're with your wife and your kids, you can't do that. You're with the boys eating half-price apps? Think about it.
If you're with your family and you're doing that, you're definitely leaving in separate cars. That's a dad in a separate car. I'll meet you at home.
For sure. All right, we got time for one more here. This is from Nick. This is a little sentimental.
Love it.
I met my first wife. I fucked up. I met my first wife at a Chili's in my hometown as a waitress. Got married 2 months later. When she met my parents after the wedding, we found out we were step cousins.
Wait, hold on. Take that back.
That is some. First of all, that is some Chili's ass shit. That would never happen at Applebee's or TGI Friday. Definitely not the Cheesecake Factory. I met my first wife at a Chili's in my hometown as a waitress.
Okay.
So I want to know where this was. We got married 2 months later.
2 months?
Man. 2 months to a Chili's waitress?
She must have been a dime piece.
Ooh-wee.
Throw it all away.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's say, dude, that's one where you're like, I'll get you out of here. You're going to stop. You know what I mean? There's delusions of grandeur there.
For sure.
Met my first wife at a Chili's at my hometown as a waitress. Got married 2 months later. When she met my parents after the wedding, we found out we were step cousins.
Met my parents.
After the wedding.
That's nuts.
Which means.
They eloped.
Yeah.
Courthouse.
But they didn't like.
The parents didn't meet her before they got married. Man, that's a Chili's romance right there.
I'm like, it's also, how else did you think that was? That is like the most Chili shit ever.
That's your sister.
Step cousin. So what if step cousin would be?
Step cousin would be.
Yeah, I have step cousins.
Yeah,
who are attractive.
That's not blood related. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing right with it.
I mean,
you can't do that.
Sure. Hey,
not
double the food, double the fun,
double the pleasure, baby. Double the cousins. All right, we got to wrap it up, gang.
What a fun one. Gang, we love you to death. Please, if you haven't, check out the Route 66 tour. It's on the YouTube page. We love you. See you next week. Peace.